finally, there's Type B Hall effect sensing joysticks for the Steam Deck. So a while ago, Gulikit launched their Hall effect sensing joysticks for the Steam Deck, and I was super hyped to get them, and I couldn't because I had Type B joysticks, not Type A, and their Hall effect sticks only worked with Type A's, not Type B's. So you could use them in a Type B, but the thing with the first models was it was just the stick. So you actually had to desolder the old like capacitive touch module and resolder it onto theirs, and it would only actually work if you had a Type A joystick. So mine being a Type B wouldn't work, so what was the point? So I waited. I contacted them and they said, yes, we are working on a Type B, and spoiler, it's going to be a drop-in solution, no soldering. And I was like, yes, because I haven't done soldering since I was at school many years ago, and I wasn't overly looking forward to having to do that. Anyway, fast forward to now, we've got them. They're about $30 or £30 here in the UK, which I think is actually pretty good considering it is just a drop-in thing, and it does away with the old one. So this now is a whole drop-in unit, like plug and play, easy to use unit that is for both Type A and Type B. So on the back, there's actually like a switch, and you just slide it to Type A or slide it to Type B. And obviously with me, it's a Type B. So I'm really happy about this. I've installed it all works fine. The capacitive touch works. So I've tested it in Half-Life 2 because I know it's automatically assigned to like gyro when you put your thumb on the right stick at least. And that all works absolutely fine now that I've installed them. But let me show you how to install them. This is actually super duper easy. It is, other than replacing the back shell, this is the easiest thing you can do. So all you need to do is have a screwdriver and a spudger, and then basically unscrew all the screws on the back of your Steam Deck case, gently pry the back shell off, which is, you know, really easy to do. Just get the spudger up by the triggers because that's the easiest place to start, and then gently work your way around, take that back shell off, and then you're exposing the innards of your Steam Deck, right? And on the left and the right, you will see where the joysticks are, and also there is a ribbon cable underneath. Now, before we go anywhere, I forgot to say, if you're doing this, use your case, use your Steam Deck case and put it in the front bit where the joystick like cutouts are, because then you can work on it there nice and easy. It supports your Steam Deck, so all good. But anyway, let's move on. So what you want to do is gently use your nail to open up those ribbon cables, gently slide out those ribbon cables evenly with even pressure, undo the 3 screws around the joystick module, remove that, do that on both sides, get your new Hall effect sensing joysticks from Gulikit, and then before you install them, I want you to just like hold them in your fingers and squeeze it to make sure the caps are fully pushed on, because I've read online that some people are having some issues, and that's because the caps weren't actually properly installed, and I had that problem with one of them. So one of my sticks wasn't fully like attached, right? The actual cap, whereas the other one was. So I pushed it and it clicked into place, whereas the other one was just firm. I held them up and they were even like spacing, so I knew that they were fine, and they have been fine now I've installed them. So before you install them, grab them, squeeze them, make sure that they're on there properly. Don't do it too hard, but just enough pressure to see that the caps are fully seated. And then what you want to do is drop them into place. There's guiding holes, then screw them up. But before you screw them up, if you're resting the Steam Deck down, lift it up, because, you know, if you're resting the Steam Deck flat on something, there's going to be pressure on those sticks and stuff. It might not be aligned properly. So just gently tilt the Steam Deck up, screw your, you know, joystick modules in, and then gently get that ribbon cable, gently push it in evenly and firmly until it slides in. There's like a little line on it to show you that the clasp will line up. So as long as that's all good, then you're fine. If not, open the clasp back up, pull it back out, try again, right? But put it in, put that clasp down, do the same on the other side. And then what you want to do is, without touching the sticks and without putting your back shell back on, turn your Steam Deck on, wait for it to fully boot, and then on the back of the joystick modules, there's a tiny little button, which is really hard to press, especially if you don't have nails. I do, and it was still hard to do, but you could use a screwdriver, but it would be really hard to get to it. But anyway, once the Steam Deck's on, press that button once on each side to basically calibrate it, right? Now what you want to do is go into your Steam Deck settings, go down to controls, find the joystick sort of bit where it shows you the dead zone and stuff, and then hit calibrate controls and see where the alignment is, because it might not be aligned out of factory, right? So it might be off center. So instead of the joystick returning to center all the time, it might be returning like just slightly out by a few degrees. We want to correct that, and it's easy to correct. I had that problem. So my right stick, which I'm kind of happy about because that's your aiming stick, right, was dead on perfect. It was absolutely square in the center, and I was really happy about that. But my left stick was actually slightly off, and that was kind of annoying. So I had to calibrate it. And unfortunately, it's really difficult to do that. It's an easy sounding process, but you try and do it and it's kind of difficult. So what you've got to do is get your stick and say this is the center point, right? Say your stick's registering here. What you've got to do is then actually overextend it in the right direction just by a little bit, and then whilst holding the stick in that position, press that little tiny back button on the back of the module inside the Steam Deck, right? That's why you want to leave the back case off, and then hopefully that will realign it, and then move the stick, let go, make sure it lands where you want it. This took me about 10 minutes of fiddling around to get it absolutely perfect, and even then, it was still just a hair off, but I'd had enough of fiddling around. So all I did was just increase my dead zone from 0, or they call it 2000, but I just increased it by a couple of hundred, which is still way less than the originals actually give anyway. But this is fiddly. If you want to absolutely nail it, it's going to take you probably like half an hour to really get the hang of how you like move that stick, because you don't just move it to the middle and then click it and it aligns. Nah, you've got to over extenuate like where it's out of a line, so you've got to push that even further and then press that back button to try and bring it back into the middle. It's fiddly, it's annoying. I wish there was a better way, but it is what it is. And ultimately, that's it. Once you've done that and it's all calibrated, you're good to screw the back together. So just gently clip it all back together, put your screws back in, and you're done. That's it. Now, I'm really happy about this because I love Hall effect sensing joysticks. I talk about them all the time with my Switch videos where I do, you know, controller reviews and stuff like that. I'm so happy that the Steam Deck's got it, because that was my one gripe when I got my Steam Deck, was like, there's no Hall effect sensors. And now I've got it. Not only are they more accurate, they've got way better lifespan. And again, that dead zone is less. I love the feel of the sticks. Everything feels good. All the capacitive touch and everything feels right. Just remember to set yours to A or B. I should have covered this at the beginning, but I didn't. I'll show you how on screen now, where Gulikit tell you which model you need to see if you've got a type A or a type B Steam Deck, which will tell you which side to put the Switch. But there you go, $30, easy to do. You've got a spare as long as your current ones haven't started drifting or there's no issues with them. I've just put them back in the box, and now I've got a spare set of joysticks if I ever want them. But there we go, nice and easy, super duper easy, right? Other than calibrating. But other than that, I'm really happy with these, so check them out. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Are you going to be doing this? Have you done it already? Do you like it? Are you not going to bother? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And whilst you're here, go check out mine and AJ's podcast over on 128KB Podcast over here, where me and AJ just talk about all things gaming, and check out another video from me down here. Go down there, like this video and subscribe, share it around, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.